Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name's David, and this is a deck review. Hey, today we're going to look at the magnificent playing cards from Homerun Games. Alright, so what is the Magnificent deck? Right now, on Kickstarter, Magnificent and Hippos playing cards are currently a campaign on Kickstarter from Homerun Games. It has been successfully funded already, and as far as I know, the decks are even already printed. So if you go and back them right now, go and give them your support, you will actually get a physical deck very soon. And I think that when you support Kickstarters, that's usually the cheapest time that you can get the deck. Sometimes it's the only time you can get the deck. So I would encourage you, even before this review starts, if this is something that you want, I would highly recommend that you head on down there and back this campaign today. The tuck case on this is all done in a blue, kind of like a purplish blue, and a foil gold. It does say Magnificent across the front, and it has like several stars at the top and just a lot of beautiful ornamentation. It does say finest quality playing cards. Both sides of the tuck case say Magnificent, and the bottom has some ad copy. It even says Magnificent in the UPC, which is kind of cool. The top tongue flap also says finest quality playing cards, and you have one of each of the different suit pips there. And then the tongue flap is the old school elongated tongue flap, and there's a special seal on this. When you get yours, be really careful when you take yours out. You could tear this if you're too excited. I used a really sharp knife and I went over the seal several times just to break it before I was able to cut it free. The two tiny little tongue flaps have a baseball on there, which is the Homerun Games logo, and then you get kind of like a little Valkyrie, like falcon crest on the other. That is pretty much it for the tuck case. Let's take a look at these cards. All right, so the Magnificent and Hippos playing cards are a new line of luxury decks from Homerun Games. They're printed by their own printing partner, Freedom Playing Card Company, and they use the finest German casino-grade linen paper. They have an incredible dream finish that makes them a delight to handle, and I'll show you a little bit of what they feel like. Okay, as far as the cards go, I'm going to use the Magnificent deck just for demonstration purposes. And I don't normally do this in a deck review, but you know, this cardstock isn't familiar to us, and so I just kind of want to give you some reassurances about how it feels. It has very smooth edges, okay? Very smooth corners as well. It has a cold, I don't know how else to describe this. It has a cold feeling stock. So, but it does have really smooth feel on the sides. When I do like a little drop like this with bicycle cards, I did that slow so I wouldn't drop them. On bicycle cards, they kind of fall a little faster. This stock falls a little slower, like they are sticking together a little bit, but not a lot. This is not a clumping deck, okay? This does not feel like a clumping deck that you'd get from like China or abroad, okay? If I spring these cards, you see, there's actually a lot of action on these. They do spring very well. And so, I know it's not really a spring, but I'm just, just telling you, okay? They do run from one hand to the other very well. And if I just do like, you know, if I was going to say pick a card, they do move. Okay, I can spread through like this. I can up jog one. I mean, they do have a little bit of, they do have some snap to them. They do hold their shape. They do spring back. I like it. I do like this. Kind of reminds me of MPC, not when MPC first started, but like where MPC is now, like where Make Playing Cards is now. So it's kind of in that area. Way better than anything coming out of China. Okay, so I like it. And I would say if you're in the market for these cards, you're probably not thinking you're going to use them for flourishing or cardistry anyway. Like this is really a collector's deck, a designer deck. So I would think this only appeals to people that collect cards or maybe just use cards for gameplay. All right, so this is a good gameplay deck and a good collector's deck for certain. And I like the stock. I don't think it's bad at all. Now, because this deck was printed, it does feel like a finished deck. I do feel comfortable measuring these cards for you. So 10 Magnificent cards in the caliper come to 2.86. 2.86 is the same thickness as the Tally Ho deck, a Black Lion deck, and the Verts deck. The back design is all done in that same dark blue color, and you're going to notice that there's 4 weapons being inserted into the center eye symbol. 2 of the weapons, well, there's only 2 really, is the weapons that you see on the court. So one is like a battle axe and the other is a sword. And then really the back design is made up of a bunch of bars and geometric shapes, mostly lines, long rectangles, and then you have a medium thin poker border. With this deck you're going to get several extra cards. One of them is just a red and black symbol card that just shows the different 4 suits and has that shield logo in the center. You're also going to get 1 joker, which is like a Pied Pipery flute or lute playing jester wearing a typical jester garb. One of them is a double backer, which is always great for Magic. And the last one is simply an ad card for home run games. Your Ace of Spades is very simple. It's just a big exploded pip there in the center. It does say Magnificent, and it's done in black and gold. Underneath that is this Freedom playing card company, Home Run Games. Your pips and indices and court cards are a vintage standard. The font in the corner is very bold and very easy to read. All the pips have been redesigned. They look very older. They have a very vintage state to them. And the court cards are going to look old-fashioned as well. They have an Arco feel to them. However, they are not Arco. They're much older than that, but they do have that kind of flat, two-dimensional, old-fashioned shape. But I mean, they're going to look exactly like the courts that you're familiar with. Same weapons, same costumery, same one-eyed jacks, same Suicide King. A lot of the things that you're used to. It's just going to look more traditional, more vintage, the way these cards should look. All right, so that's pretty much everything I can say about the new Magnificent campaign from Home Run Games currently on Kickstarter. Like I said, if you want to back these cards, I would head down there right now and do that today. I want to thank Home Run Games for allowing me to have this deck so that I can do the review for you, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks, bye.